We are doing something a little unusual. We have Natasha Isenhour. Welcome, Natasha.
Thanks, Ron.
And she is our Artist of the Month for Artisan, but she lives in Socorro, and that's a long drive from Santa Fe. Not too long, but anyway, we decided instead to come to Connie Axton's gallery, Ventana Gallery, right here on Canyon Road, where Natasha, how long have you shown your work here?
About 5 years.
5 years with Connie. Well, congratulations. This is like
Thank
one
you.
of the premier galleries.
It is. I feel
in the
very
world.
fortunate.
Yeah, and how long have you been doing your art? Have you?
Oh gosh, 24 years I've been doing it professionally, and I showed with the gallery up the road for about 12 years before I came to Connie.
Okay, and you started taking classes, or how did you always drawing, or what was your interest?
It was accidental. I've always drawn, and I've always done creative things, you know, on the side. But I was getting a geology degree late, and I was finishing up at New Mexico Tech, and I had one class I had to retake in order to walk with my geology degree. And so I took an intro to oil painting class in '97, and I didn't even know I could paint. I had never tried painting. I had always just drawn, and that was
really?
it. Mm-hmm.
And so you got hooked into oil painting, and then how did the pastel, because you do oils and pastels, is that the main?
That's the main ones. Pastels, I began about, I'm guessing, probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a studio partner in Socorro that painted in pastel and kept saying, here, try this, try this. So I finally did and fell in love with them too. So I have two of my Santa Fe 2 easels
nice.
on either side of the studio. One is set up for pastel and one's set up for oil. And so I go back and forth.
So you go back, you pick like a week that's a pastel week and a week that's an oil week, or you just, whatever you feel like? Or
I kind of go on one until, till I've said what I need to say. I've been on the oil easel now for a little bit, probably a month and a half.
Okay.
And getting ready to switch back over and do some pastels after I get back from my event in a couple of weeks.
So let's talk a little bit about your event, because this is quite an honor to be, this is in Wickenburg, and it's the Cowgirl Up show? It's
Cowgirl Up. It's an invitational. It's my second year to participate, and I feel really humbled to be among those. It's all women. They choose all the women artists from out west, and all the names I recognize.
Oh yeah,
So,
it's a big show.
Pretty exciting. And then I have another invitational event that I got asked to. Is the Borrego Plein Air Invitational. And that's in a couple of weeks, so that's in California.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing that too. So.
And how has the COVID thing affected your art career?
It really hasn't.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that it's done is I'm not bouncing around going out and doing all these plein air events.
Yeah.
I was president of Plein Air Painters in New Mexico last year, so that kept me really busy at home to start with.
Sure.
And then also I've not been out and about doing so much, so I've really been in the studio, really crunching and painting a lot of work. It's been a benefit in a way.
And we were talking with the manager of Ventana Gallery, and he was saying actually their business has been good because they've switched around and done a lot of stuff online, marketing to collectors, on the internet, and just kind of adjusting their business model. Just like Artisans had to do. I've turned into delivery boy at Artisan, so I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So, but let's take a look at some of the work here. Okay, so you have a bunch of work as you come into Ventana Gallery here. Looks like all pastel.
Those three are pastel,
Two
and
oils
then
down
the
here.
oil at the bottom. There is this old house that sits, it's falling in, up on top of the ridge up there, and it gets me every time. The tiniest thing in the landscape, and it's like, oh my gosh,
So that's the house?
stop looking at that. Yes, so that's the house, and just this crazy storm day coming in, and this is in-house, actually one evening, doing a lot of driving around and looking for beautiful scenes.
Yeah.
So this is in Taos, and this one actually this past summer, this past summer.
Oh, okay.
I went to North Carolina to visit my mother, and on the way out, I stopped, took a couple of exits that I was familiar with from growing up, and got some reference.
Well, we're with Natasha Isenhour. We're at the Ventana Gallery on Canyon Road. Please check her work out, and thank you so much for being our Artist of the Month.
Thank you.